night 1. We're going to be at this little dive motel, Motel Tory. Tomorrow morning we head out on a backpacking trip. We're going to go get some Mexican food and hope we don't regret it tomorrow.
I'm like, oh.
Dinner night 1. Mexican food. Kind of looks divey, but it's supposed to be really good. This is our trailhead where we're going to start our hike today. Only took 2.5 hours to get here. Not a bad start. All right, here we go.
Just wait. Oh.
Jules is here to give Robin a run for her money. She says she's gonna beat her. Yes. About 2 miles into our 8.5-mile hike.
Bringing up the rear.
Yeah, you guys don't come up for air on you talking.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. We got.
Okay. Are you
Maybe
saying
you walk faster if you weren't talking so much.
Okay, I will focus. Fully boot camp.
I won't walk any faster. I ain't talking very
Yes,
very
drill
much.
sergeant.
And I'm not going fast.
About 3 miles into our hike, 10:30 in the morning at Glen Canyon.
2.5 till we get water.
2.5, we reach the water and have lunch. Are we having lunch sometime today?
Yep.
That'd be great. I could eat.
Put on a water shoe.
Are you guys saying that it looks a little phallic?
Little phallic. Everybody's taking dick pics.
Close up on that mushroom.
It's girthy. Look at the base on that. I mean, it gets really wide. Definitely gonna need that wag bag if you drink that water. Gonna need a whole pallet of them. We're 4.8 miles in, stopped in to put on some water clothes and have lunch. So 8.3 miles into the hike. And there's the arch that we've been looking for. Jacob Hamblin Arch. We are just over 11 miles in to our 8.5 mile hike. Yeah. We just have another mile to go. hardest part of our hike today. It's been just walking around that little spot that was a little too deep to go through. Our sleeping bags would have gotten wet. Way to go. All the way around the inside of the rock wall, up a super steep sandy hill. But every step forward was one slide back. But we made it the 20 feet that we had to get around. This is Black Lagoon, and it is black. Having some breakfast. First morning after, well, I guess it would be our second morning of our camp trip. Having coffee and everybody's desanding their stuff. Alright, we just got camp picked up and we are going to walk back to the petroglyphs we saw yesterday and then set up another camp about 5 miles from here. Probably closer to 10 if we're going off the same units of measure as yesterday. Yesterday was more like 14 total. It was supposed to be 8.5. So, yeah, we'll be on our way.
So there's petroglyphs and pictographs. Petroglyphs they carve and chip away. Pictographs are with different dyes they use from around the area. And they can be, I don't know, 1,200 years old.
Probably they could be longer.
They could be longer than that.
Thousands of years old.
Yeah, it's just hard to say, but there's about a 1,000-year period where, you know, give or take 1,000.
So cool. What people lived here? Is that
Well,
the
they call them
Anasazi?
Anasazi, but then the Navajo they're all upset, and all different people are saying that is an insult, and they just want them called the Ancient Ones, I believe.
Okay.
So that's the new thing. I think Anasazi sounds cool.
It does, yeah.
I think that's a cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So this, then, if it's packed with mud, it's cool. Sometimes you can see their handprints, and they were tiny people.
Oh my gosh.
Little tiny hands. So this is probably, it is the base of something. It might have just been a storage. Sometimes they did storage one and packed their seeds in it, because there's nothing else around it.
Right.
But this is a cool picture. This thing right here, you guys, this you never see. You never see these things. This is unreal that someone hasn't taken that. It's like a necklace.
Well, that's really cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
That is so cool. So some of these rock chips, they can have, it's pottery, some of them, and they have designs on them. They actually put designs on them back in the day. None of these do, but they'll do waves or
3.5 miles into the hike today. About 4.25 miles in. Stopping here at this waterfall for a break. Might swim. So cool. We found another waterfall. It's a little too hard to get around that rock ledge over there. These nice people are coming up. So they're grabbing our packs down for us and we're helping theirs up. So we'll go around that wall.
I can take my hands off to get.
So this wall is steep as shit.
Almost just died.
Julia about died.
I'm scared of heights now.
We're turning back. This is not cool. Stephen's Arch is for somebody else, not us.
Now I feel bad for Robin, but I don't really want to let my mom go without me.
Yeah. At least the GoPro safe. I'm disappointed my left hand didn't grip as good as the right. I'll have to tell Taylor.
Well, your left hand obviously gripped better because you left half of your hand on the wall, and your elbow, and your fingertips.
Nails.
So after Jules fell, Christy about went off the wall. Very close. Fortunately, some very nice people came along and literally saved her life. So we turned back. We're heading back to camp. Past this beautiful orange wall with everybody. Funny question.
I know. The neighbors told us. Why is she came by and told us somebody got cut?
Well, yeah, she hung on. She was sliding.
Who got cut? Are you okay, Tweet? Where'd you get cut at?
Well, I was sliding down, so I was trying to prevent. I was trying to, because I could have gone over.
She almost did.
They said that they helped you, right?
I think they downplayed it too.
I mean, the look on his face, we were both like, oh shit, what happened?
And she was able to recover, and Robin and I didn't have to see that. We went whipping across, we were fine, and then they're like, no, we're not going, and we're like, okay, are you guys okay? And Hailey kept saying no, and we're like, because we couldn't see what was going on.
Well, Jules was still on the wall, but I didn't want to yell out to Christy that Jules was falling down the wall.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and then every time someone went over, it got slicker.
That scared us when they said that somebody got cut. We're like, oh shit. And they're like, well, somebody said it was her mom. And then we're like, oh crap, it's Christy.
So we packed camp back up. We're gonna move somewhere closer to the trailhead, so it's less jungle to walk through in the morning in the dark. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're taking camp down. It's 6 o'clock. We're all packed up, getting ready to head up the trail. Super bright moon kept us all up all night. So this is the narrow crack we get to squeeze our butts through and figure out how to get our crap up.
See how skinny that is?
Being back to grab everybody's butt.
Yes.
You figured it out.
I saw. Wow, she's handsy with you, Dana.
That's where that crack came up through. Back at the truck. Whew. Heading to some slot canyons. We're going to Peekaboo and Spooky. 92 degrees outside. We turned around right where those three people are. It gets a little steep and sandy, where the Scale and the Yellow is. We got nervous. this morning. We're gonna do some more hiking. We just drove over Hell's Backbone and now we are driving through this aspen covered hillside. We just summited at 9,600 feet, which is surprising coming from the desert. So we're at Torrey, heading into Capitol Reef National Park.
This is a loop for Chimney Rock.
Oh, I
So
see.
we'll stay to the left when there's
Stay
a
to the
thing.
left
So
when there's-
we'll
okay.
save a mile with that.
Okay.
And it's still going to be 13 miles.
Okay.
Walked across this narrow little goat trail. I don't even want to look down there. I'm just gonna have to video and look later. We still have a little ways to go. Little sketchy. So right below where it goes from gray to red. That's what we climbed down. Shit.
I don't want to do that anymore today.
We hope that was the right way. We don't want to do it again. Just over 8.5 miles in. About 11.5 miles in. I think we're about out now. We just have to cross this, what they call a river. Kind of looks more like a stream to me. And then try to figure out if we parked above or below where we come out. Go find our truck.